when I welcome you back now, it's after a silent week. And I'm very curious how you experienced this silent week. And I'm sure everybody experienced it differently as a time. Yeah. But it's meaningful because you will notice we will continue in a different way the next 3 modules. And you've already, when we did the E, the boundary, creating boundaries, we said it's already arriving in the middle of our 7-step structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and the 8 encompassing everything. And that's to prepare this new step. We had this silent week, yeah, to create a space for what wants to come. And now we just invite you to look back, yeah, in your group. How did you experience the silent week? And do you still remember what you did before, the week before the silent week? What was the theme? What was the task? How did you experience it? I wish you a great time in your group for 20 minutes. And then we go a step further. Monica, please send us into our rooms. When you say the gifts are starting to grow, that touches me, because I'm happy about this. And I just said we are not working on strategies. How do I cope? How do I do this? But more on what kind of inner perceptions bring something about which doesn't necessarily change me, but suddenly supports me that I can look at things differently, which come through me. And then they start transforming and adapting better, and suddenly makes sense. Yeah. Suddenly it makes sense what I carry in me. And it needs only a little adjustment. Yeah. A little more humor or whatever to make it bear fruit. And maybe there are and we just don't notice it. We're full of secrets. And yeah, it's also great when these things happen. Yeah. But then when they happen, we can be happy about 2 things. We can be happy that things change. And we can be happy that there is something who makes things change and carries. So that we can be on multiple level happiness, something like this develop. You can say it better in English, but you, in a way, feel what I try to think, and then it's some multidimensional growth, not just a linear growth. We are somehow experiencing. And you yourself know what you did do for it, and it's not hard work, it's more, yeah, allow things to grow, which love to grow. You. And that's actually already the theme of today, because the next weeks will be about our inner space. It was always there because we live in one world, we are one world, but we were dealing with how do we fit, how does our perfectionism fit into the world around us? How do we grow grounds in the world we stand on? How do we not get lost in the world which pulls us out because we react so enthusiastic to everything? Yeah. How do I become less emotional when in conflict situations? Yeah. That's always the inner world going with it. But yeah, in a strong relationship to what's out there. And you can say the world around us has grown through centuries, through millions of years. It's there, it's nature, and our soul lives in it. Yeah. And in this world, things go on, meetings, beings talk to each other, animals, human beings. And when we look into our inner world, maybe we can not discover, because we cannot see there the same way as we look around, but that is also space. And there's also something going on. Yeah, there's also meetings taking place and maybe things speaking to us, yeah, like from the outside world. And where you can also go through different steps. And when we now look at the week before the silent week, it was about, yeah, this richness of emotions which live in us, this, yeah, just which can bring us into conflict and make it difficult to deal with what's going on. We go a little step further, that we don't say a lot of emotions, but we say the capacity for deep feelings, for intense, deep emotionality, yeah? Inexperienced negative and positive emotions. All these things go on in highly sensitive people, like in everyone, but here it's experienced in such a differentiated way. And here we also touch a level that is not the main important thing for us now, but these things, if not worked on, and they keep you busy from within, all these emotions, they can start to develop all these psychosomatic illnesses. Then the body starts reacting, showing us that there's something in us which wants to be looked at. Yeah? And we notice it in the way how we communicate, how we connect with the world around us, with our emotions, likings and dislikings. And to make this treasure, this richness of us fruitful, there's an exercise which might surprise you, because it's simply try to observe where compassion takes place in your surrounding, in yourself. So the invitation for this week is, go through your day, look around. Where do you see people act out of compassion? Where do you see people where you feel, where you have the impression they feel compassion? Yeah? And what do you experience when you notice someone feels compassion and acts out compassion? So it's not about judging, okay, he's a good guy, good woman, he's helping this person to carry their heavy bag, yeah? And stops it, yeah, changes the way she wants to walk just to help someone. Good guy. No, just observe where it takes place, and then observe what does it to you, yeah, when you see it. And do it in a quiet way. Don't say, now I observe, but just when you observe this, don't overlook that it does something to you. That's the... And maybe it will be a surprise that suddenly when you look for it, you will find it more often than you expect. And then task number 2 would be, even start observing yourself. When do you feel compassion? How do you react to it? Yeah. And compassion does not mean one has to overdo things and pity someone and so on. It's just, when do you feel connected? When do you feel what someone else feels? And when do you allow that this affects you? And maybe even causes a reaction. A gesture, a helpful gesture. This is the simple task, which in a way now turns the gaze into this huge world inside of us. And in Eurythmy, we somehow go systematically through different steps of our being. When we go through the 7 modules, and we said we go through the, maybe you have noticed, we go through the days of the week in reverse order. We started with Friday, Venus, R, and so on. And now we have reached the level of where you can say, last time it was Sun, yeah. It was the Mars in a way, the heart. Can look at it differently. And now it's Moon, yeah. A moon quality which brings us towards this tenderness of our feelings. And to Moon in Eurythmy, the diphthong I is attributed. And when you look which consonant, then Moon is often connected with Cancer. Yeah, also a caring quality. Yeah, family life. Yeah, protective gesture. And there the consonant V belongs to. And I would like to show you that these gestures of Moon, I, and V very much can accompany what I have just tried to tell you. Please come along, let's do and explore these elements in Eurythmy. And when the theme is tenderness, and you will see it's again, it's the question of what lives between the things, yeah, to become aware of what's between things, yeah, what does it want to tell me, yeah, then tenderness is so close to everything. So when we do our starting exercise, you can already include this, yeah, astonishment and everything into this movement. I take time and now do it with compassion to arrive at yourself. Look around in yourself with compassion and notice how your inner reacts to this. And then maybe let go, stream down with sort of gratitude. And allow your body to react, your breath, and to become up. And then just let go. Breathe, make a little step. The moon gesture has a lot to do with center and periphery. So when you go to your center with your hands, yeah, you feel the area of your heart. And then you expand to the surrounding, and you feel maybe the circle of, yeah, like a circle around you. Wow, yeah. And this is the theme of next week, a center and periphery, the points here. And wow, I am also big at the same time. Today, it's the space in between. So when you come in, enjoy every millimeter of coming in. And when you go out, enjoy every millimeter where you go through when you are expanding. And maybe you even use your fingers in a differentiated way. When coming in, you go from your pinky finger slowly into your thumb. And when you go out, you start with the thumb, the pointing finger, middle finger, the fourth one, the pinky finger. And you enjoy the air between your fingers. It's the between. And then let go. So that's the theme, the between. And when we approach the moon gesture a little bit, maybe just stretch out your hand in an open way as if you would reach out to the distance. And then invite it to come in and slowly create a sort of ball. It looks like a fist with your hand, yeah? But you do not compress the fist, but it's a protective gesture. So it's like a seed you embrace and you feel the power of growth in this seed, yeah? Maybe with the other hand, just stretch out and then come in, come in, come in. Yeah, and let it become small. But then you feel, yes, there is darkness, but the power of expansion, of growing again. Yeah. And the moon gesture is that, as we did before, you started your hand and enjoy this growth, yeah, into the surrounding, like a big oak tree. Yeah. And then you come in, the autumn comes, the hands, the fingers come in, start creating the balls, and then they cross over. Yeah. One hand rests on the other. What was out is now enclosed like seeds in your hands, and you lower it a little bit that you feel its connection to your lower body. And the touching of the arms, the consciousness, you somehow feel it reflected in your inner, and this then creates inner growth. And suddenly you can have the feeling, yes, I'm here, I am in these seeds, but I can dream from how it was to be a big tree, and I can dream from how it will be to become a big tree again. So let's repeat this a last time from the heart, from your thumb, pointing finger, to the pinky finger you expand. And then you invite all these energies of the spread out world to into the protective hands, seeds, and then you feel it in yourself. And like a dream, everything is still around you. Moon, inner space, as real as the outer space. And let go. Yeah, and to the moon, the eye somehow has a strong relationship, and the eye is also in between. When you speak I, maybe do it once. I. You notice the R-E-E is in it, and we know all these three sounds. So let's do the R maybe towards below, and invite the forces of the earth to stream in. Then we continue, we pick it up and let it become the E, and this touching of the arms is like consciousness which digests what has been received. And from there, from this consciousness, again, an expansion into the E starts taking place. Yeah. I. And then again, return to your center. Let go, make a little step. And maybe it always depends which thought you have in mind. You can even experience entering the inner space of the moon sphere visit, that you do the R a little bit like to the world, which is there, yeah, but the root word already. And you receive the earth quality R. With the E, you start feeling it in yourself. You transform it into inner energy, and this transforms into inner growth. And maybe this, for your feeling, already takes place in your inner being. It's not an outer E anymore. It takes place in a world which is your world. And let go. And breathe, make a step. And the last time, just the same, just notice it's a process. Yeah. And it's just the in-between, the one comes out of the other. That's the I. Last time. Ah. And there is something which makes it transform. E. And there is something which makes it continue. E. And there is something which makes it that you experience it as a whole. I. You can experience yourself like in the nutshell, yeah, in the oak we had before, but so big. And return to yourself and breathe. And it's quite nice when you really experience something deep that you invite the whole body to participate, and let's include the legs, yeah. And maybe we do have the arms a little bit higher, yeah, like this. And we do a step to the side to do the R with the arms and the legs. R. And let the R unfold, that you feel it in the legs, in the arms. You are on the heels. You are just receiving, grounding yourself. And then cross the leg, just continue the direction in front and cross the arms. E. And feel how the legs touch. Feel how the arms touch. Feel touched. And then take the lower leg and bring it forward to stretch it into an E, while the arms also unfold into an E. E. And simply make the step forward to where your foot is anyway, and relax. Come back to your center. Breathe. And now you can do it in the other direction. You open into the Ah. Ah. You cross over into the E. E. And you bring the foot behind forward. E. Ah. And then you step on your leg to relax. And let us do it one more time. And just again enjoy that there is the I, something going through it. It's a whole. There are three very strong individuals, but there's something going through it. There is something happening in between. That's the theme of the week. Try to feel it. Ah, there's something going on. Despite of the unfolding it takes it. It brings it further. E. And it continues the journey, the development into E. And still feel the whole process before you let go. And there's a very interesting eurythmy therapy exercise. The names are not so important. It's called sympathy, antipathy, which very strongly relates to the I, to the moon quality, and to the compassion exercise of the week. And just stand and just make yourself clear the left leg. Just make yourself clear, what is my leg? This leg does not move, and the right leg does the movement, a little bit forward, a little bit back. I can explain why, but maybe not now. We can do it another time. Yeah, why left and right. So, and then you just stand. You feel the left leg is standing, you connect with your heart. Theme of the week, the heart space. But then you let your heart feel down into the sphere of your right leg, into the will sphere, and then you let this sphere flow forward, and your leg somehow follows it. And you stream into this direction in the boat of your will. Flow, I would say. And then you connect with what is in front of you for a short while, before you slowly and with reverence return towards yourself. You bring along what you have touched. And then you make a short pause, just that you relax, your legs can relax. And then you continue the journey and take what you brought a little bit further back into your own space. Yeah, and you let your will flow into the backspace. And when you then start stretching your leg, you might become able to know that it creates a stream upwards in your spine, into vertebrae. It makes you upright, and you even feel it arrive in the back of your neck, reaching the head. Yeah? And you feel it strengthen you, and you are with you. And then slowly you let go, and you come back forward again, very slowly and tender into your center. And then you just enjoy that you can move your legs and just balance it out, that, yeah, the left leg who has carried so much can relax. That's the sympathy and antipathy. Antipathy in the meaning, I'm not now with you fully. I take a little bit of time for myself, yeah, to reflect on what has happened. And it's a very modern way of, yeah, what one sometimes calls consciousness soul things, that on the flow of the will and feeling, you move forward into the things, not intellectually. So the intellect stays completely calm. Your heart lets go, connects, flows into the lower realm. This invites, activates the flow of your will, carried by warmth and heart forces, to move forward and connect with what is there, and connects with it in wonder. And then after a while, you come back and you bring with you what you have been allowed to touch. You allow yourself to arrive, to become calm, to become balanced. And then you take back into your inner space. It's again your heart forces connected with your will forces, compassion forces. And then from there, this inner uprightness comes about. Now my thinking comes into action, and now starts realizing fully what has been encountered. Wow. Let go, and again very slowly come back to your center. And let go. And breathe. And when Steiner described this exercise for the very first time, he said it must be very, very slowly. So slowly that if someone would observe you doing it, this person would fall asleep. And this is because of this gesture of reverence. I approach you, I go into you, and I do it with all care. Yeah? Again, and when you see the movement, it's again, you can feel the I in it. The consonant will, the V, huh? in eurythmy often is taught as a sort of greeting. You go back with your hands and you feel in the space behind you. And with all movements, you bring what lives there to in front of you, and you even start walking. Yeah? Yeah? In reference. And then you come back to you, embracing what is there in an O gesture. And then you bring it to your heart. That's often taught in Eurythmy schools. And that's already the sounds E and O and connected with it. And the pure is this gesture forward. So from behind, this tender streaming forward. Yeah, and then you somehow just bring your love and put it on the shoulders of your friend. Wow. So nice to be connected. And then just return to your. And what I sometimes like, I compare it with playing badminton. Yeah? And then just do it with one hand. You reach behind your head and then you just play and you bring the ball with its feathers to your friend and you want him or her to be able to catch it. Yeah. And then return to your center. Yeah. And this returning to your center is not I pull my hands back, but I always have been connected. Yeah. So when you do it with the other hand, you reach out from your space behind. It's like a big ear. You're already listening. Yeah. And it's your heart also which is listening. Do I really reach? Because I'm here. When I let go, my hand comes back to myself by itself. Yeah. So that's the V in eurythmy somehow. And now for us and for eurythmy therapy, you can go a step deeper and say there's a sort of meaning in it, or you can put a thought into it. So when you now do the V gesture, V, you have thought in the movement, what is coming towards me? And then come back. So we are not living in an empty world. There is something. And yeah, when you reach out, you can always ask, is something coming towards me? And is my arm maybe just, is it perceived and something reacts to my movement? Yeah. It simply reacts to this V. And what is it? What is coming towards me? And not because you think my arm is going out. Yeah, in eurythmy, you turn things around. No. Do this movement and ask, what is coming towards me? And you use the arm to feel what is coming. Ooh. And you can also do it, and it's in the video, which in the course, that you also do it towards yourself, maybe to the arm. You reach out, and then you do the will towards yourself, to the sphere of your heart. And you touch this sphere in a V gesture. Oh, dear heart, how are you doing? And then you listen to what is coming towards the gesture. Open your ears. You could see. Right? Do it towards yourself. And do the what is coming towards my gesture from the depths of my being. So what is coming towards my body? What is coming towards me means what is coming from my inner to my surface and into my gesture. And from there into my ears and on. And let go. Breathe. Slowly sit down and listen to the resonance. What do you meet when you ask yourself, what kind of mood does now live in me? What space do I experience? Does my body build for me now? How do you feel carried from yourself? Is it more through warmth, through light, through breath, through color? Whatever. How tender is it what you feel? And with these thoughts or questions, I would like to send you back into your rooms, to your friends, to your mates. And yeah, share on what you experienced. Share if you have still questions on what I brought. And yeah, transform it into your way of going through the coming week. I wish you all the best. And yeah, lots of joy. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for doing this fast and journey with us.